I have a confession. I get Botox right here, right there. And, it's not that huge of a confession. I'm sure that Botox is pretty widely used now and it's not a huge surprise. But I do that for a specific reason. That is, my mom passed away probably 9 or 10 years ago now from complications related to dementia. And I was one of her primary caretakers. And just because of her perpetual confusion and different things, she had these very distinct lines between her eyebrows. And a few years ago, I started to notice the same crunched in, worried lines. And when I would look at it, it would hurt my heart. I would remember my mom's fear and confusion, and it was nagging at me. So finally, I went in and I got some Botox right there. And I just felt so much better for it. But here's an interesting thing. This is what I wanted to share with you. This happened not that long ago. The nurse that was doing, I was at like some med spa or something nearby, and the nurse that was doing it started making some suggestions about various areas of my face that are showing signs of age, fillers, and more Botox. And I was just taking it all in and being polite, but I declined all of it. It- and on my drive home, and since then, I've been thinking about aging and in our culture, what is considered aging well. And I think it's younger you look, the more people are like, oh, you're looking great, you're aging so well. When did it become a thing we have to cover up? Why is there some inherent shame to looseness to our neck or a little bit of jowls or softening of our jaw lines or crow's feet? And I'm calling attention to all these different areas because that's what the nurse kindly and politely was pointing out. And I guess I've not ever seen a problem with those areas of my face at this point in life. I guess if I was like 17 years old and was having those things, I might be a little self-conscious. But at nearly 60 years old, I feel like those are well earned. I mean, what are your thoughts on this? So I started thinking about the lies that we're told. We're told lots of lies in our world about, what our bodies should look like and how we are supposed to be as women. I mean, men also get same lies about being providers and all of that. But in particular, women, we're always getting these lies, and there's lies about aging that we need to put some effort into covering our gray hair, that we need to put some effort into either camouflaging or fixing through some of like those procedures that nurse recommended, fixing parts of our face. Um, or even like the clothing that we wear is generally less and less revealing as we get older because we're kind of systematically covering the parts that don't look young or youngish anymore. And when did that become a thing? It isn't that there is anything wrong with wearing makeup or flattering clothes or coloring your hair. I colored my hair for years, up until about maybe 8 years ago. And then I'm just not a high maintenance person, and it was taking so much energy. Like I think you could see the roots coming out, and because it's so white, in 2 weeks. And I just don't want to be in some salon or put those chemicals on my head, that often. So I just allowed it to go natural, and I've been loving it. I think it's a reflection of who I am. But as I was saying, I don't think that there's anything wrong with allowing our age to show, but I also don't think there's anything wrong with going through extra steps like coloring our hair and wearing flattering clothes, like I said, and even doing some of the procedures that this lady had recommended on my face. No judgment about that, but I think it's about why you're doing it. If you're doing it out of self expression and joy and fun, out of your own freedom to be able to grab that and do it, like, cool. I think that's great. But if you're doing it because you're chasing your youth or for pressure from our culture, I don't know. I think that's a losing battle, right? And I wouldn't want to get sucked into that because I feel like every time you do one more thing, then you have to do one more thing, and you're sending a message to yourself like that I'm not good enough the way I am. So why hide our age? We've gone through so much at this point in our lives, good, bad, ugly, change, growth, all of that, and it shows on us, and that's okay. Anyway, it's been on my mind since I went in and got the Botox right there, and I've wanted to run it by you and see your experience and your viewpoint on all of this. I would love to hear your perspective. All right, thank you for hanging in there with me, and I'm sure we'll be talking soon. Go enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.